Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm 36, and this is Lachlan. And how old are you?
8.
8, and we both have congenital heart disease.
It's kind of one of the strangest things to have an organ like taken out of your body and someone else's heart put in. I guess it's kind of, some people it's hard to fathom. Even for me, it's like a surprise sometimes that I've been through that.
When I had my transplant, I never could have imagined being in an operating theatre, but now that's what I do full time.
I don't think people have a negative opinion of heart failure as such. I just think they don't have any opinion because they don't really understand what it is in children.
Iris was 7.5 months old when she got sick. The doctor said that she looked really quite unwell, that he was worried, and that's when they took her into resus, and things went really quickly from there. I just thought that she was dehydrated. I remember saying to Sam, like, what did they mean? It's her heart. And I think, we just went through a lot of disbelief and then kind of thinking that it couldn't possibly be that bad. But just as we were sort of thinking about listing her on the transplant list, her heart started to show signs of recovery. Then they told us that they were going to explant her off the Berlin heart, that her heart could do the work on its own now. So now she is a perfectly healthy, normal girl.
From an Aboriginal community, if they're coming from a long way away from home, the struggles is the distance. And the other one is understanding why they're there and the length of time that they're away from home. And also making sure that we understand that they're missing community and that we can't give them everything in their culture. What were some of the hardest things that you found coming down to Melbourne? Mama Lisa was worried about you getting a heart transplant.
She was worried about my spirit being taken away.
And what would you say about that now?
That my spirit's still in there.
It's still there, yes. And how does Mama Lisa feel about that now?
A bit happy.
Yeah.
When I was 15, I had a heart transplant. So I was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy, but I spent probably 6 months quite ill, trying to get treatment. Since then, I've been fortunate enough to meet plenty of other people with different types of heart failure. A lot of people can live relatively normal lives, like myself, and other people really have to sort of centre their whole life around their condition. So it really just affects people so differently. My biggest worry, if I'm being genuine, is dying unexpectedly and just leaving that burden with my friends and family.
I just kind of explained it, so I was like, I've got half a heart. I can't run as fast. I sound like Darth Vader on a good day. I turn blue. I call it Smurf mode nowadays. People need to understand what we go through and how rare and how dangerous our conditions are. I've got HLHS, which is hypoplastic left heart syndrome.
I have a long one. It's a double outlet right ventricle, atrial septal defect, ventricular septal defect, muscle atresia, and a hypoplastic left ventricle. I've also had the one-time procedure.
Both of our kids were born with a condition called left ventricular non-compaction cardiomyopathy, which essentially means that their left ventricles, instead of being a thin compacted layer of muscle, is a thicker spongy layer, so the heart doesn't pump properly. Amelia is almost 5 years post-heart transplant after she went into heart failure due to her condition. Elijah is currently stable. He's on just one medication and is just being watched every few months by cardiology to make sure his condition stays the same.
I was born with a single ventricle, basically, hypoplastic right ventricle, a double outlet right ventricle, coronary atresia, and a couple of other bits and pieces.
I was born with half a heart.
When I was about 27 is when I was listed for transplant. And then it wasn't for another almost 2.5 years until I got the transplant. Because of all my previous surgeries, they told me that the surgery itself was very risky. So there was a very serious chance of not making it out of surgery or a major complication that would be life-altering in a not good way. And so for me, it was, I get the phone call, and from that day, my life could end, or it could be turned for very bad, or there was the chance for it to turn very good. And I got the third option of very good, and so yeah, that was the hope.